Hello, a con man from Weston-super-Mare has been sentenced to 5 years in jail after preying on the elderly and the vulnerable.
Daniel Rivers has been found guilty of selling more than 90 home security alarms that didn't work or were vastly overpriced.
The judge said the systems were shoddy and Rivers had used high-pressure sales tactics. Martin Jones reports from Bristol Crown Court.
Betty Dickinson is the kind of person Daniel Rivers preyed on. She's 86 and had a mini stroke 2 years ago. She'd been thinking of getting an alarm system when one of Rivers' salesmen called at her house.
He just kept praising it and saying how wonderful it was, and it would be monitored throughout the house and the garage, and I'd have this thing around my neck or my wrist and press a bell and hey-ho, they would turn up.
But she was lied to. She was persuaded to hand over a cheque for £2,500, way more than the system was worth. A few days later, she realised and tried to get her money back, but got no answer from Rivers' company approved home business group.
People like you are not fit to walk the earth. You should be making an honest living, not just going out and saying, well, if I can get something for nothing, I will.
Betty is one of more than 90 victims, usually cold called by salesmen who'd rented space in this building in Weston. Daniel Rivers told his victims lie after lie, that they'd have lifetime monitoring, that they had big name backing, or that they lived in high crime areas. All completely untrue. Trading Standards believe Daniel Rivers made at least £200,000 selling systems like this. Most developed faults, with customers unable to get their money back.
We had situations where the alarm wasn't connected to the monitoring company as he said it was going to be. If it was connected, he failed to tell them it was going to be connected via a premium rate line, which would be extremely expensive. The system overall, it was grossly overcharged.
Daniel Rivers was sentenced to 5 years in jail here at Bristol Crown Court, an aggravating factor being that he pleaded not guilty to many of the charges, meaning elderly and vulnerable victims had travelled huge distances to give evidence. And it remains a bitter irony of this case that Daniel Rivers was supposedly protecting people from crime. Actually, he was making them victims. Martin Jones, BBC Points West in Bristol.